everyone, we have these 6 small flowers left to do on this page, and I had the thought that I might do them each as little individual videos, a little small bite-sized video, and we can, you know, spend a little bit longer on each one, maybe do a bit of detail, that sort of thing. So I'm coming in close. Ooh, sorry, because I'm moving my book, my pencils are moving around. Let's come right in. What have we got for our first flower? Right, we've got quite a standard looking flower. I think what I will do with this one, I'll start with those little dots and then do the centre. We've got the Schpirerr, I looked them up how to say it on Instagram. Schpirerr, it said, Farben Pencils. Now I'm having a look at what colours I've done already on this page to pick this one, and I'm thinking let's go blue. We'll start with the dark blue. I think the darkest is the deep blue, the indigo, or the cobalt blue. We used the cobalt blue because I don't remember us using it before, whereas I know we've used the deep blue. I'm not sure about the indigo, but sorry, I've got to find it. Here it is, the cobalt blue. I'm just going to sharpen and then we'll get going. Now in the corners of each of these we've got a little leafy bit or something. Now on this one I did the corners the colour of the petals. On the one, some of the ones on the other page I did it like leaves. Oh, I've snapped the end of my pencil off in the sharpener. Let's just try that again. I think my sharpener's getting too full, that's what it is. And that'll have to do. Or else I'm going to just snap it again. So I'm just going to do these circles and think about, oh, it's really wobbly. Think about what to do with those corners as I go. It's a bit fiddly. The idea is that I do this first and then I colour over it with my petal colour, and it won't hurt. But I'm going to go and empty my sharpener and be back. Right, that's better. I'm still going to be using the cobalt blue a little bit in the centre, but I want to use 2 colours on this centre part, so I'm just going to put a little bit of this right in the middle. Like that, and then I'm going to use a slightly lighter colour. Let's have a look on my chart. I think the Cerulean actually might be quite pretty. If I can find it. Is that it? Yeah, here it is. It's just called Cerulean. Usually they're called Cerulean blue, but it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to sort of come out from the centre a little bit, do these little tiny shapes. I was going to try and fade it towards the tip, but it's really very, very small, so a little bit difficult to do that. So I'm just actually blocking it in with the Cerulean like that, and I'm actually going to go back to my cobalt blue and just extend that dark colour in the middle just a little bit. I'm being a bit fussy because I'm going to do these one at a time. I'll spend a little bit more time on them. This is still wobbly, this lead. I might have to put it in my dowel. I'm not going to be using that one again, I don't think. Maybe. So what are we going to do for our petals? Well, I'm going to use this one to start with. This is the Manoa Beach. It's a good name, isn't it? Now I'm looking at how they're drawn. I'm thinking this bit under here might be a bit darker, might be darker where they're overlapping. That one isn't overlapping, and under here where this bit's overlapping. So I'm thinking I'm going to start here, building up some intense colour here and here, and then I'm going to sort of fade it down. I'm going to definitely colour over all these on all of them so that they sort of match, and I'm going to just fade it down towards this corner here really. Now the slower you go and the gentler you build up your layers, the more even your colour is likely to be. I see these videos on Instagram and things like that where people colour so slowly, such light layers, bit by bit, really gentle, and they get the most absolutely gorgeous looking pictures. But I can't go that slowly. I think it would make me, send me a bit doolally. I'm gonna fade that one out from there, so I'm thinking, because it's sort of dipped in the middle, there might be a bit of shadow there, like that. And then also here, a bit darker. Now of course you can use different colours to put your darker areas in, but I'm quite happy just using this one at the moment. Okay, now when we're going to move down here and see, we've got this bit here which is going to be more intense because that's overlapping and darker near the middle. And then the same as this, we're going to fade it towards there. So we're not going to think about our light source so much as just where the plant itself is shading itself, sort of thing. There we go. It's quite a sunny morning. I was thinking I really ought to go for a walk, but I haven't, because I wanted to come and play with flowers. Because it's forecast rain and thunderstorms later, but I thought we'd just come and colour. There we go. Now here it's a little hard to see which one is overlapping which, or if in fact there is an overlap at all, but I think I am going to think this one's overlapping on this side here and make that one on the top. You'll see what I mean. I think that's how it is anyway. So gentle here, and then just mix it in. I was looking at a news story this morning about it was basically about the fact that our Prime Minister is going to be staying with the King. Now the King has a summer residence in Scotland called Balmoral, and the article had a picture of the house, castle, Balmoral Castle. Have a look if you like big country houses. Oh my, I had a look at it. I was like, wow. I was just thinking how amazing it would be to have a house that big. And then I thought, well, would it though? I mean, you would need the staff to go with it, obviously. It's got 40,000 acres. It's a working sort of farm, so estate. So there's like all sorts of people on there living on the estate, you know, farming it and all sorts of whatever they do there. I don't really know, to be honest. But I think I would get a bit freaked out by having a huge house, especially a castle, be all dark and echoey and all that. But of course, if it was full of staff who were working there and living there, then lots of people and stuff, it wouldn't be so scary. But I'm really jumpy and scary when it comes to things like that. But that was one thing. But also, you'd need the staff. You couldn't manage that on your own. But I was saying to my sister this morning, it was really funny, I was saying, oh, look at that, and she said, and I said I could have room for everything, you know, we didn't have to keep thinking we haven't got room for all our stuff. I'm sure everyone runs out of room. She said, but stuff grows to fill the space. I said, yeah, but, you know, maybe, but you'd have a job filling a place that big. I think. I'm just doing a bit on the edges here. I think it looks a little bit better. Now this one, I feel like it's not overlapped by anything, so I'm just going to put the dark bit at the bottom. So yeah, it was quite a funny conversation. I said it's in Scotland, so it's probably really cheap. It's probably only worth a few pounds, because in the United Kingdom, for those of you who don't live here, houses basically get cheaper the further north you go, generally. I mean, I'm generalising a lot, but it it depends on the town or city and that sort of thing. But the south, like near London is the most expensive place to live, which sort of makes sense. But the cities, all the cities are probably dearer, apart from in some places the cities are cheaper because the countryside is nicer and people want to live there instead. Now I'm going to grab some black because I feel like I want to emphasise a few areas of shadow which are, it's not quite dark enough basically. I could use the indigo or something, but I've decided to go for black. Here we go, here's our black now. So I'm going to look at the places where I think here. Now I'm going to go quite gently. I don't want to make it look too dark and dirty. Go all the way around this bit in the middle. So yes, so basically, like where my sister lives, she's got a house which is four bedrooms. She's got a garage, a very small kitchen to be fair, a lounge diner, yeah, that, and a bit of a front and back garden. And if she sold that house and bought one here, the same price, and where I live, much further down south, she would be able to get a 2-bedroom apartment with just a sitting room, kitchen. Yeah, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. It's quite the difference. So I'm sure it's probably the case in other countries too. This lead's all wobbly too. I'm wondering if my sharpener's getting a bit blunt. There, I think that's better. Now I need to think about background. I've got a pink one here, so I'll not do that. I was thinking yellow might work. I've used a few yellows for backgrounds. A one on the other side. What's that? Is that wheat? That's ivory. That's going to be a bit pale. I think I'm going to try the wheat. Here it is. Wheat. And I'm just going to do it lightly to start with. Well, it's quite pale actually. I might have to build it up a little bit, a few layers. But I'm not going to make it darker on the edges or anything. With yellow, it's quite difficult to do that anyway. But I'm just going to try and cover in all of it. Now, although this to me is sort of almost cream rather than, well, it's called wheat. For me, wheat is usually a bit browner. But anyway, it doesn't matter, does it, about the name? So yes, I do often think how nice it would be to have a bigger house, have a bit more room. You know, you could have like a storage room, a junk room, and just that's what this room is really, I suppose. And also, it's hard because the town we live is beautiful, small, friendly, lovely. But I'd sort of like to live in the town my parents live in so that I could be closer to them and see more of them and stuff. But I don't really have the time to do that, or else I would do it anyway. And they're busy as well. It's not just me. But it would be nearer to uni for the boys and better transport links and things like that. It's sort of like, but it's more expensive because it's in the bigger town. So, the town my parents live in actually has loads of millionaires living there. It's really expensive. I'm looking for a green for those florals. What's going to go? I quite like the idea of doing a casino green because I like the name. Is that a good reason? I think it'll match as well. I'm not just being like, oh, let's do it because it's a cute name. So this is for the corners. I've decided to do them in green. So this one, this is quite a dark green actually. I'm going to have to press really lightly to get a lighter look for that centre one. There we go. Yeah, it's always a bit of a dilemma, isn't it? It's such, you know, and we've got some nice neighbours that we're friends with as well. My husband says he never wants to move anyway. So, there we go. We'll just have to see. I think if one of the children moves far away, or both of them, we might then consider it, but now, no. Right, there is that one. I think that's enough. I'm going to do each one of these as a smaller video. I thought I'd put them up in the mornings as the sort of shorter morning ones, and you know, move from afternoons to mornings for these. I hope that isn't, I don't think it's too confusing. And they're in their own playlist anyway, so you can go into the mini designs, World of Flowers mini designs playlist and find them there, all of them. If you can't find that, let me know. I'll put a link. No, I haven't got a link, have I? I'll put a link somewhere in the comments if you need it. But for today, that's me. So thank you very much for watching. Hope that you have a super day and happy colouring.